Welcome back to a new video by DW Gaming here. We are playing as the pig, and I am doing an experiment. This is the newly reworked pig. I won't call them buffs because I don't think they are significant enough to be considered buffs. And the fact that she can't see jigsaw boxes anymore is rather punishing. You want to try to apply pressure to survivors who are already in a vulnerable state. But my thought process behind this build is basically I want to see what survivors do when I go into crouch. And I want to see if I can actually use her dash in a meaningful way, because the developers seem to think that you can use her dash ability now more often, and you don't need to rely solely on her reverse bear traps, which is a laughable assumption. Let's see if the developers know what they're talking about. I really don't think so. Hopefully I will be able to catch someone at a loop that would actually allow me to use my dash to get an injure. Okay, let's see. Well, would you look at that? It's almost as if what I said's going to happen is actually happening. That as soon as they see you go into crouch mode, they run away. And no matter how good this dash of hers is, it can't catch them. Gee, who could have foreseen this? Yeah, this dash is still pathetic. All they have to do is run away. It's just like I said. I know this game. And I know what this killer is capable of. Damn, she's my obsession. I really don't want to go for her, but I do need to apply pressure here. Okay, is she gonna run away? Okay, I only got her there with the dash because she had nowhere to go. She was at the corner of the map. If she was in a better position, she would have gotten away as well. And it's so hilarious. I've seen videos by Scott. Yeah, she just runs away. See? I've seen videos by Scott Jund where he's playing the pig on the PTB, and almost every dash he uses, he gets the survivor. It's like, well, of course, there are a bunch of there's no MMR on the PTB, so you're going against like baby survivors, and you somehow use that information to make a conclusion that pig is somehow better than she was, and pig needs. She needed her reverse bear traps to be nerfed. Absolutely ludicrous mindset. Oh, I can get them every time with a dash. It's so good. I'm like, no, it's not. This is like what I said would happen. They see you crouch, they just run away, and your dash is not good enough to catch up to them. So, my conclusion is her dash attack is still garbage. It's not buffed nearly enough to where it's actually useful. Her crouch speed is not high enough to where she can actually catch survivors. I'm going to see if there is anyone down here with these new perks. No, they're not using that one. The circle one. Yeah, her movement speed while crouch is not is not fast enough to catch survivors still. It's her crouch and uncrouch speed is not quick enough. Basically, the mindset of the developers is we'll give her some meaningless buffs to her dash and crouch speed that won't do anything. And then they have the nerve to say, well, we'll keep an eye on the pig to make sure she isn't pushed over the top. Yes, because pig's going to go into nurse and blight territory with these meaningless tweaks you've given her dash. This is how clueless and delusional the developers of this game are. They really need to go against top level survivors. And then they'll have a clue how things work in this game. Pig right now, the way she is with these minuscule changes, is not a top tier killer. Give me a free hit. Thank you. Give me another free hit. Thanks. Yeah, some save the best for last value. Yeah, I still had to tunnel that one girl out. Even then, I might not win. Because, I mean, look at the size of this map as well. If they want to make Pig's dash attack matter, if they want to make her more lethal in chase, they need to fix these maps. They're too big, and there are too many safe loops at these maps. You can buff her dash attack all you want. She's still not going to be able to get survivors at certain places because of how big these maps are and how brain dead these tiles are. They're so safe. The only way she'll get survivors is if she can go through pallets like Nurse does. Other than that, no. Her dash is just not good enough. And these little minuscule tweaks. See, she just runs away. She has sprint burst too. They just run away. That's all they do. Easy counter to Pig. Now, you couldn't do that with Nurse or Blight. But apparently, these changes might push her over the top, according to these developers. Yeah. It's just so pathetic. Yeah, we've got two of these sables running around. This one's the obsession. I really don't want to ignore anyone. I can't really use the dash here because the pallet is down, and yeah, she'll just run away. So, easy counter to this killer. Apparently the developers just never think of. Which is very odd because it's the easiest thing you can do against anti-loop killers. Just run away from the loop. Just never enters their mind for some reason. Yeah, you want to buff Pig, make maps fairer. Design maps in a fair way. The design map team is one of the biggest enemies of killers in this game. It's not even the survivors. It's how much the survivors have to work with on maps, and then they think they're good at the game. It's like, no, you just have everything handed to you in these maps. You have loops that are too safe. You have maps that are too big. Killers without any kind of map pressure are going to lose most of the time. Like Pig, she's just an M1 killer. Just design maps better. that's one of the best ways you can buff these lower tier killers, is make maps more fair. I really don't want to go after her. She's the obsession. I've lost all my stacks thanks to her. And thanks to the new changes to save the best for last, even if I hit her with a dash, it won't mitigate the loss of stacks. Thought for sure there'd be someone here. Yeah, so my conclusion is these meaningless tweaks to her numbers did pretty much nothing for her. It's as I predicted, though. Anyone who plays this game and has half a brain can figure out what these survivors are going to do. They're not going to stay at loops. And it's just laughable when you have streamers and content creators like Scott Jund who say, "Oh, her dash is so powerful now. It's so amazing." Like, no. You're playing against babies, okay? It's pretty obvious. The guy doesn't even care about winning. So, of course, his MMR is not going to be as high as someone like mine or like True Talents, where for the most part we want to win our games and usually do anything and everything possible to actually accomplish that. Anyone who thinks that Pig's dash is a viable option now is delusional. Really is delusional. I mean, you saw there with her, with the Amanda's Letter add-on. You saw exactly what survivors will do when they see Pig go into a crouch. They just run away. It is plain and simple. I have to tunnel this Claudette. I'm at 1 gen. She's going to make me lose stacks again. Oh, she has off the record. She's making no noise. She have Lithe? And that's another thing that survivors do against Pig. They just pre-drop. Pig's dash could actually be viable if they didn't pre-drop, but when they pre-drop, it's pretty much pointless to use her dash attack in a loop. She has quick and quiet. That's why I didn't hear her. She, yeah. She's got off the record as well. Gotta get rid of that. Wow, you're so amazing, Claudette. You have a perk that carries your sorry ass. Yeah, definitely worthy of teabagging. Don't worry, you're going to get hit on the hook as soon as I get you. You have a perk and bad map design that helps carry your sorry ass against Pig. Pre-dropping against Pig is so impressive. I still have no way out, so I should be able to get a 3K. Yeah, sit your stupid ass down. I would think the aura would show if someone's in the basement. So no one should be there. They might have that healing perk of hers. I found that perk is very good if you combine it with botany knowledge. It actually lets you heal. It lets you heal yourself faster than if you were to be healed by a teammate. No Way Out still hasn't been triggered. I don't think there's anyone down here, unless they're running distortion. I don't know what they're waiting for. There she is. How'd she know? How did she know I was here? Is that dead hard? Doesn't matter. Save the best for last value. Okay. Yeah, I can see her aura from up top. Alright, she's over there. She might try to circle back and get her friend. I don't see anything. Yeah, I saw the other Sable when I was crouched earlier, so I don't think she's using distortion. This one dies. That's fine. 3K is still a win. I'd prefer to get all of them, but still. And there's no hatch offering. It might spawn here. No, it didn't. Now there we go. The newly buffed pig. Yeah. Few number tweaks and all of a sudden she's buffed. Sure. Don't listen to these gaslighters in the community. Biggest gaslighters are the devs, obviously. Don't listen to them either.